Good morning, everyone. This is the first Sunday of Advent, which means in Unity, it's the first Sunday of the Christmas season. Are you ready for Christmas music? Sure. Sure? I don't know what I'd do if you said no. It's still November, Jan, really. Okay, yeah, so we're going to do some Christmas music. Yeah, it is the last Sunday in November, so that makes it the first Sunday of Advent. So, as you see, we're going to do Deck the Halls, and I have enlisted the help for song leaders today. We have the Unity Choir. Can you give them a big hand? So I've been rehearsing them on Christmas music, and I have asked them to channel their inner Hallmark carolers. So they're going to be channeling their inner Hallmark carolers for you today. So if you feel motivated to stand, we are going to channel our inner Hallmark carolers, and we're going to affirm the joy of the holiday season by decking the halls with boughs of holly. Please sing.
Good morning. Good morning. That's a lively group for you. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Spokane. We are so glad that you're here. For those of you here in the sanctuary here, but also those of you that are online in our worldwide Unity community. I will just want to point out, those of us here don't necessarily know it, but if you've been watching online for the last couple of weeks, your experience has been just a little bit different. We had a camera go out, we've had to switch things around, and with all of the problems with online fulfillment and all that sort of thing, it's taken a little bit longer. But we just want you to know that we value you. We want to make sure that you have a wonderful experience, and so just bear with us as we go through this single camera thing that we got going on up here. But thank you for your patience. We are all about our mission of transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. For those you know, I'm Jeff Tawney. I'll be your platform assistant this morning. Want to take a moment, if you don't mind, just silencing your phone. As Sally pointed out, it's a little side button there, or you can turn your volume down, or you can also put your phone in Do Not Disturb mode, and that will take care of that. We thank you and appreciate that. As always, we want to begin our time together with our opening affirmation. I will say it once, and then I'll ask you to join me. That is, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the Good. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the Good. The acoustics in this is so amazing with the choir and then this. This is Unity's foundation principle. One presence, one power, one life living through and as each one of us. This morning, we'll be hearing from Amber McKenzie and our first time I ever heard a speaker boo herself. Reverend Bonnie had a family emergency, and so we had to kind of shift things around a little bit. Amber stepped up and has got a wonderful message titled, her message is titled, Let the Adventure Begin. Get it? Adventure? Little play words. We're also here by our choir, as we've heard already this morning, led by Reverend Jan. Spirit Voice will also be leading us, and we have a special solo from Michael Herzog today. So we've got a lot of live music, right? And as always, Scott Jameson on the piano. This morning, because we have so much going on, we're going to kind of shorten a little bit the chaplain reading. And I want to read you a letter that was sent Christmas of 1947. Wow. And as I read that, it's referring on the times of the things that were happening in that time. But the words are no less true than as they represent this time. Dear folks, at the very beginning of this letter, I was warned, quote, but let your speech be yea, yea, and nay, nay, unquote. There are so many things I would like to discuss with you. What does the Lord say about the signs of the times? Will there be another war? How about the prophets who say that our civilization is about to end? Frankly, I have no direct revelation on any of these points. I only know that our God, who controls the world through his people, is greater and far more powerful than all of the destructive forces in the universe. And that if only a few of us stand steadfastly for truth and righteousness, they will prevail. And our civilization go right formed to its fulfillment in the millennium. United in this truth, we shall have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. In the unity of the Spirit, yours faithfully, Charles Fillmore. 1947. time changes, dates change, but sometimes everything is the same. The conflicts that are going on, but more importantly, the things that we can do to respond and engage in those conflicts. I think it's a great reminder as we sing the carols of old and the things that we've done all of our lives and we've grown up with, and we come to a place and we respond the same way. It's no different. If you're a baseball coach or a football coach, the fundamentals are the same, regardless of what you do or what position. The fundamentals are always the same. And the fundamentals of what we believe and our faith are the same, and how we respond to things is the same. In prayer, in an attitude, and how we serve and be with one another. So at this time, I would like to invite the Vincent family up. We have, let's see here, get my notes here. We have Jeremy, Aaron, Griffin, Mac, and JoJo.
Like the advent calendar. Oh, candle, advent candle 1. Now the waiting has begun. We have started our way. Time to think of Christmas Day. I light this candle for faith.
The first Advent candle is the faith candle. We step forward in faith, trusting that we are guided into loving choices and actions. Faith allows us to move past fear and reminds us that God's loving presence, active in us, can always overcome any hurt or challenge.
Please join us. Candle,
Candle burning bright, shining in the winter night. Candle, candle burning bright, fill our hearts with Christmas light.
At this time, we'd like to invite all the children and youth. At this time, we'd like to invite all the children and youth to head out to their classes. So anybody who's here, parents can accompany them out if they wish. Thank you.
Sweet Spirit, Was beautiful. Spirit is in this very room. We can all affirm that, yes? Yes. Feeling it. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy post-Thanksgiving Sunday. I'm hoping you are all over your tryptophan high. For those of you who eat turkey, for those of you who don't, thank you. Don't want anybody falling asleep during my talk. Unfortunately, Reverend Bonnie was not able to be here today, so she did ask me to sub for her. So please be nice to the sub. You don't throw your prayer requests at me or anything. And I'm going to be speaking on the topic she had planned, which is all about preparing for Advent, which, as we know, has already started. Today is the first Sunday that we begin our 4-week journey into Christmas and into preparing for our own inner Christ child to be birthed. My talk title today is Let the Adventure Begin. I thought that was kind of clever. However, I looked it up and there's a ton of people that have done the same thing. So apparently I'm not that original, but it's okay. I'll put my spin on it. I actually love the fact that adventure and Advent are related words. So the word adventure comes from the Latin word adventurus, meaning a thing about to happen. Ooh, something unexpected. And then one of the definitions of adventure, which I really liked and applied here, is to engage in hazardous and exciting activity, especially the exploration of unknown territory. Now, if that doesn't sound like the definition of a spiritual life, I don't know what is. And then we have the word Advent, which stems from the word adventus, Latin word adventus, which literally means coming or arrival. So if we put these two together, we have an adventure, which I have defined as the arrival or coming of the Christ child within while engaging in exciting spiritual activity and exploring unknown inner territory. How's that sound? So let the adventure begin, starting today, through until Christmas Day, when our inner Christ light, our inner Christ child, is brought forth. So my question to you is, are you ready for your own unique adventure to begin? That's not very convincing. Are you ready for your own unique adventure to begin? Yes. That's better. That's better. Okay, great. So, but guess what? There is a catch. Always there's a catch with spiritual work. But fortunately for you, it's an intentional, spiritual, divinely orchestrated catch. And that is the magic of Advent, is in the waiting and the expecting of the Christ light, right? It's about waiting. An integral and necessary part of any arrival is, of course, the waiting. Waiting for Christmas. Waiting for the Christ child to be birthed. Waiting to open the door or window to the chocolate advent calendar for that day. So, by the way, I got my kids a really fancy advent calendar, like chocolate advent calendar with expensive chocolates. And guess what? It's already half gone. And it's not even December 1st. Because guess what, everybody? It turns out waiting is hard. It's not easy. How many of you, and please raise your hand, enjoy waiting for things? Oh, there's a few. Good. Look at you, spiritual liar. How about this? I like to make memes, it turns out, so I made this meme. How many of us love waiting for divine timing to show up? Or waiting in traffic? Waiting in line for a latte? Actually, here it's fine, right? Because it's fellowship. But outside of here, it's not fun. Waiting for your snow tires to be put on. Waiting for the next season of The Crown to come out. Can't wait. I don't know about you, but I am an impatient waiter. Like many Americans, I want things done quickly, and I don't really want to have to wait for it. Now, is this realistic? Not having to wait for things? No, absolutely not. It is a necessary and vital part of our human experience, and something we all have to deal with each and every day. It's a part of life. We wait for a baby to be born. We wait for a terminally ill loved one to die. We wait to hear the news of a blood test or an x-ray. We wait for our children to grow out of a stage. We wait for a job offer or a degree to be completed. We wait for a new minister, has been our experience. And on it goes. Waiting is a natural part of our human existence, and it is an important and integral part of Advent. Waiting and preparing. I came across an excerpt from a book titled 7 Spiritual Gifts of Waiting by Holly Whitcomb, who is a Christian writer, and I really liked what she had to share about waiting as it relates to Advent. Here is an excerpt from her book. It's kind of hard to read, it's small, but I'll read it out. The season of Advent, more than any other time of the year, invites us to embrace the spiritual discipline of waiting. The season of Advent will not be rushed. The Advent carols must be sung. The Advent candles must be lighted week by week. And the doors of the Advent calendar must be opened day by day. Christmas will finally come when all the expectant scriptures have been read and when the baby, or in this case, inner Christ child, has finally been born. So one of your first adventure exercises is to welcome the spiritual practice of waiting into your everyday life over the next month. And instead of seeing it as an annoyance or something to be avoided, I want you to embrace it as a wise teacher that is offering you exactly what you need in that moment. I'm going to share with you the 7 spiritual gifts of waiting, and please ask yourself, which of these gifts is Spirit calling into your life? Which of these might you want to focus on during your adventure over the next month? So let's get into it. The first spiritual gift of waiting is patience. It's a good one, right? So what is patience? Patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. That without part is the hard part, right? Without getting angry or upset. Okay. So this one is one I'm personally interested in working on because I'm not always the most patient person in the world. So for myself and for you, I want you to notice the next time you need to wait in traffic, in line, for results, whatever it is. Allow it and know the gift of waiting is strengthening your capacity for the gift of patience, but only if you allow it. We're going to do an affirmation at the end of each of these, so let's say together this affirmation. The patience of God lives in the quiet of my heart. Take that in. Okay, the next gift is loss of control or surrender. What is that? That is to abandon oneself entirely to something. In this case, to spirit. To give in to spirit. That is surrender. As we know, there are very few things we as humans have full control over. And yet many of us act as though we are the source and the commander of our lives. Until we aren't anymore. Fortunately, spirit is always waiting in the wings. Always. Last Tuesday afternoon, when it started snowing, everybody remember that little snowstorm we had? And there were those great big flakes. I was up north at an appointment with my kids, and we started driving home at the absolute slickest and most accident-prone time of the day. And so we were at the North Division Y for, I want to say, about 30 minutes, and we moved maybe 2 blocks. And I admitted to my kids in the car that this was my literal living hell. Being stuck in a car, in traffic, moving at a snail's pace with no way out, and of course, slick roads. I can't even tell you how agitated, fidgety, I was breathing dramatically, like that was really gonna help. And just discontent with the whole scenario. I couldn't even, my body had this energy that I didn't know what to do with. I did not like waiting, no matter the reason. And there was an accident in front of us, and I knew that there was a good reason for it, but I still was feeling frustrated. And in my mind, at the rate we were going, we weren't gonna be home until midnight. And so I was really unhappy about it. And then it occurred to me, I needed to pray. And I obviously had the time. And so we all closed our eyes, and I asked Spirit for guidance, for protection, for us and those on the road, for the accidents that were ahead of us and behind us. And I asked for peace, and to please help me let it go. And to be free of my frustration over something I had zero control over. And then I took a deep breath, and I instantly felt better. I feel like Spirit heard my prayer. The next thing we knew, we were being let in by another car, and we were finally moving forward. I got home in about 20 minutes, and while it was a hazardous drive, we made it home safely. Waiting is an excellent opportunity for us to remember we are not in control, and to surrender to Spirit and to the gifts that await us in the present moment. That is the key. So together, let's affirm surrender. I surrender my will in this moment and welcome all that Spirit has for me. Yes. Okay, next gift is living in the present. We love that, right? It's not always easy. The state or fact of existing, occurring, or being present in a place or thing. That is presence. This one ties back to surrender, of course, and to allowing yourself to be in the waiting. Whitcomb's book states the following, and I love this. Bingo halls and casinos often post the sign, "You must be present to win." In order to convert the inescapable lessons of waiting into deliberate spiritual gifts, we too have to be present. We need to pay attention. We need to actively participate in this dramatic conversion from waiting as something to be endured to waiting as a gift. Let's affirm presence together. The gentle presence of Spirit guides and directs me here and now, always. Okay, next gift we have is compassion. And compassion is the feeling that arises when you're confronted with another's or your own suffering and feel motivated to relieve that suffering. This is compassion. Perhaps the next time you find yourself waiting for something or someone, and you notice frustration creeping in, make it an opportunity to offer yourself compassion and affirm to yourself that you are in your right and perfect place, even if it doesn't feel like it. So together, let's affirm compassion. I choose compassion for myself and others in each moment. Okay, and of course we have a very popular one, gratitude. This is an all-time favorite, and gratitude is the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. Again, instead of resisting the waiting that we experience in life, try thanking it. Show some appreciation for the waiting, for the gifts that are in it. Know it has its spiritual purpose and that it is for you, never against you. A gift that you can appreciate, but only, again, if you allow it. So let's affirm gratitude. I am grateful for the Christ light within me. Okay, this next one's a big one. This is another one that I'm working on. Humility. Freedom from pride or arrogance, the quality or state of being humble. Waiting is a great teacher in humility. I think we can all agree to this. There is nothing that will humble our human faster than waiting for news or information we are not looking forward to. The results of a medical test, a diagnosis, the doctor after performing surgery on a loved one. This happened to us with our family at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota back in 2014, when my mom had a very complicated surgery to get a third heart valve replaced. Yeah, this surgery gave her 2 more years of life, but it was very, very risky. I'll never forget hugging and kissing her before she went in for surgery, knowing it might be the last time I ever saw her. The waiting was excruciating, and all that my brother and sister and I could do was pray. We were humbled during these 5 hours of waiting for the results, and we noticed many families around us in the same exact boat. We were so relieved when the doctors came out with the good news that the surgery was a success, and I prayed the others in the waiting room had the same result we did. I'm sure we can all relate to the humility that comes with this type of waiting. Together, let's affirm humility. I am humbled by the wisdom of Spirit in all things. And finally, the 7th gift of waiting is trust. Trust in the divine. Trust is having the firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, and strength of the divine, in this case, the divine. This gift is a muscle we are all building each and every day as spiritual beings having this human experience. Trusting in God, trusting in the universe, trusting in the divine flow of everything. Allow this month of Advent to help strengthen this trust muscle even more and know the divine lives in the waiting. Together, let's affirm trust. I trust in the infinite wisdom and power of the divine. So there you have it. The 7 spiritual gifts of waiting: patience, surrender, presence, compassion, gratitude, humility, and trust in the divine. Okay, so now what? Well, now we wait. Right? That's the point. Just kidding. I actually went ahead and put together some suggestions, for our upcoming adventure as we await and prepare for the Christ child within. So here are some ideas, some suggestions. 1, set an Advent intention. We could call it an advention. Clever. See, I think that I'm the only one that came up with that one, so. Pride. I need to be a little more humble. Perhaps you would like to build the spiritual gift of patience or humility or surrender through the spiritual practice of waiting. Meditate on your intention and ask Spirit for guidance in clarifying your focus throughout this month. And then welcome in the gifts of waiting. Okay, 2, create an adventurous space in your home where you can read, meditate, and pray this season, this Advent season. You can decorate it with white lights or Christmas lights or candles that represent your intention. Light them up each evening and focus on your inner exploration through your spiritual practices, whatever those may be. Okay, how about this? 3, intentionally slow down this holiday season and say no to the things that distract you from your inner exploration, and yes to the gifts, especially the gifts of waiting, that present themselves to you. And then be present to it all. Allow it. Okay, number 4, welcome the spiritual practice of waiting. Allow waiting to just happen. Notice your feelings around it. Are you frustrated or angry or asking for the manager? Try not to. Surrender to the waiting and ask Spirit for the lesson. And then relax, let it go, and receive. Okay, number 5. Try a 24-hour spiritual fast from something. It might be food. It might be a fast from something else, such as social media, TV, Netflix, alcohol, sugar, spending money, etc. Disciplining yourself by limiting something that you always have is an excellent way to connect to yourself and your own inner spirit. And then when you crave the thing you're fasting from, instead of reaching for it, connect to your spirit instead through prayer, meditation, a sound healing, a breathing exercise. Try something new that you've never done before. And allow the insights to come, because they will. Fasting is another spiritual exercise in waiting that reveals unexpected gifts. Okay, and then I found some other ones that are kind of Unity related. Sign up for this Unity Advent meditation with Bob Kennedy from Unity's Northwest region. I actually just was researching this weekend, and I think I put Advent, Unity, I don't know, something like meditation, and I found this online meditation that's going to be starting this Wednesday, and it's at 5 p.m., and you can sign up for it on the Northwest Unity region website. And so I signed up for it, and I'm going to do it. It's every Wednesday until Christmas. So again, that's from 5 to 6 p.m. I will send the link in the e-news this week, so you can sign up if you're interested, or just Google search it. 7, read the Unity Advent Christmas booklet each day, which we did order and will hopefully be here by next Sunday, but it might not. So it is also available in PDF online. And I will send you this PDF, or at least more information about it in the e-news as well. It's another great way to just be in Advent and to have the reminders every day of what we're doing and just being in this season of light and birthing our own inner Christ child. Okay, a couple of suggestions. Do with it what you will. But the author of the book, 7 Spiritual Gifts of Waiting, goes on to say, waiting is an important guest to honor in the guest house of our humanity. If we consciously allow waiting to be our teacher, we can accommodate waiting more peacefully. If we welcome waiting as a spiritual discipline, waiting will present its spiritual gifts. Waiting contains some of our richest spiritual opportunities if we are conscious enough and courageous enough to name them and live into them. This Advent is an opportunity for you to travel inward and to explore unknown territory and to create your own unique adventure by employing the spiritual practice of waiting and receiving the divinely guided gifts that are meant for you and your life. So now let the adventure begin. You ready? Let's do it. But with that, let's prepare for a time of meditation And we'll go into, maybe you'll get some insight about what your Advent focus might be, your Advention. So go ahead and gently close your eyes and connect to your breath. Just feel that breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Allow it to ground you in your seat. In this place, in this time, in this moment. In many languages, the word breath means spirit. And spirit means breath. So let us become conscious of spirit in our breath as we slowly breathe in and out. Your breath embodies all the spiritual gifts of waiting. Your breath is patient. It doesn't need to rush or hurry to the next inhale or exhale. Your breath is surrendered. There is no need to control it or bend it to your will. You simply breathe. Your breath is present. It is only happening now, in this moment. Your breath is compassion. It can reduce stress and relax your body when you need it most. Your breath offers gratitude to the rest of your body, oxygenating every organ and every cell, keeping you healthy and alive. Your breath is humble and doesn't require anything in return in order to do what it does. And finally, your breath trusts and is the mechanism that connects us to the divine through prayer and meditation. Continue to follow your patient, kind, and humble breath as it swirls all around and within your physical body. And now, in your mind's eye, call forth a memory or a time in your life when you were expecting something truly wonderful to happen. This might be the birth of a beloved child, an exciting vacation or trip overseas, the completion of something important, a gift you couldn't wait to open. Whatever it is, call this memory into your mind's eye now and allow this feeling of excited anticipation to return to you. As you continue to breathe in and out, allow this feeling of excited anticipation to radiate throughout your entire body and all around your physical presence. Remember this feeling of delighted anticipation as you enter this season of Advent. Allow this feeling to light your way each and every day over the next 4 weeks. Knowing this adventure with Spirit is guiding you on your own unique exploration of unknown inner territory and toward the birth of your own inner Christ child. Let us take this image as we go deeper into the silence. Sweet Divine Spirit, we give thanks for this powerful season of Advent and for the gifts of waiting and anticipation that we have already received. Allow these gifts to transform us from the inside out and from the outside in. For this season and for this Christ consciousness, we are so very grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen.
I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love even more than I usually do. And although I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for
Thank you, Michael. That was beautiful. Amber,
Jeff,
what a great talk.
thank you.
Combining the talk and the music, what I heard, we go through a season where the focus is on a baby Jesus in a manger. And what I heard is the baby Jesus is in the stranger. It's within us and coming home to us and being present to us. So thank you both for connecting that for me. It's our time to celebrate abundance together as we go through our, we've had this time of Thanksgiving where we've shared abundance of food and friends and all, but now it's a time to share our abundance of our time, talents, and treasures. We have many ways of giving. You can donate to texting to give at 509-215-2552. You can also send a check or what have you to Unity Spiritual Center Spokane at our address here at 2900 South Bernard. For those of you that give automatically, please remember to utilize this little, it's a way of going through and go. I don't want to say go through the motions, but you're going through that action and that and so on. For those of you here in the sanctuary, our ushers are going to be going around with love offering baskets. So I invite you to hold the offering in your hand as we say our love offering blessing, and the energy in your heart, and also for those as well. Together we say, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. Thank you, Scott. Shall we pray? Jehovah Jireh, the God, the source of provision, we thank you for these gifts and those who have given them, as we send them forward in the continued service of our mission of transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. We are grateful to each and every person that has given of their time, talents, and treasure, and every family that is represented here today. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Unity stands for, you guys all said it last week with Sally. That was wonderful. Nobody asked. So I'm going to ask you to say it with me. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of energy. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths for God, for we know that there is only one present, one power, one presence. So whoever you are and wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. If there's anyone here for the first time and you feel inclined to raise your hand to let us know who you are, great, awesome. We have a gift for you. Thank you for taking your day and being here with us. And we have a special gift for you at our baristas, and that is you have a drink of your choice. Feel free to go up and let them know that you're visiting, and our baristas will serve you a drink. If you are new, you can also scan this code up there, and that will get you to the newsletter. You can sign up, find out about upcoming services, things that we're doing, activities and that sort of thing, the news and news. You can also join us on unityspokane.org. Also connect with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search Unity Spiritual Center of Spokane to find us. We thank you for being here today. All right, now is the time for our greeting. And understand, there's a little bit of, we're all been gathered together and there's a little bit of COVID going around, but if you feel inclined to stand and socially distance, namaste, hug, whatever you want to do, but just take a minute and let's have our time of greeting.
Seats. We don't have very many announcements today, so that's good news. Finish on time. Thank you. Okay, so we have a sound healing coming up, and it is already sold out, but we have a waiting list. So if you are interested in attending, and you weren't able to get on, because I think we have 25 that have signed up, please talk to Deanna and put your name on a waiting list. And also, if you are signed up and you are not able to attend, as soon as you know you're not able to attend, please let Deanna know, so then we can make sure that the people on the wait list can get in there. Because it is obviously a popular sound bath opportunity, and hopefully we'll have more in the future so everyone can attend. So just keep that in mind. It is sold out, but we do have a wait list. So see Deanna after services. And pretty much that's it. I wish I had more. I kind of like being up here. So Jeff, come on.
That's it? That's great. You feel cheated? You wanted to play more, right? Our chaplains today are Theodora and Cheryl. Cheryl is actually serving with the kids, but she'll be back. And Theodora has been holding service holding space for the service in the back. After service, they will be available up front. So if you have a prayer request and you want to have someone pray with you, they'll be available for prayer up front. You can also, in the seat back, there are cards that you can fill out, and there's a prayer box in the back. Sometimes there's one up front. But there's a prayer box in the back, and you can complete that and drop it in. You can also go online and put in your prayer request. And something I discovered.
Call Silent Unity like I do.
And do what?
Call Silent Unity like I do.
Or call Silent Unity like Jan does. Or I downloaded the Unity app and actually submitted a request in the Unity app and got email for it. So that was kind of cool too. But either way, understand that your prayers are prayed here for us locally for 30 days. And then they're sent to Silent Unity and they're prayed for there as well. A lot of prayer going on. And as we go back to remembering the letter that I read at the very beginning, that's our weapon, right? And that's how we counter the forces that be. So if you are in need of prayer support, please feel free. All right, I think it's time for our kids. Have they arrived? It's awfully quiet out there. Awesome. Guys are active today. You had fun? What was one thing you learned? Tell me one thing you learned. What'd you learn?
Are you talking about us?
Yeah. What was the one thing you learned today?
We learned about making paper rings.
Paper
A
rings.
string of paper.
A string of paper. All right. For decoration, I suppose.
Paper chain.
Paper chains.
We actually were writing the 12 powers on the different rings to go on each ring. And we were talking about what the 12 powers were, especially faith.
Awesome. Writing the 12 powers on the rings. That's great. Good for you guys. Well, we are going to offer our children's blessing. So it should be up on the stage. Here we go. And together we say, be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. Thank you, and kids, you may return to whom you came with. Sorry, your flight's already taken. Thank you, guys. Well, thank you again for choosing to spend your Sunday with us. I'm sure there's a lot of other places you could have been, but we thank you for taking that time. For those of you online, thanks for being here. Or whatever day you're rewatching this, we thank you for taking the opportunity. So if you all stand as we do our prayer of protection. Together we say, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God holds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The
Thank you.